G'day folks. I've had a few people request a bit of a walkthrough of the workshop recently, so I figure I'll incorporate that with a update. Starting with a bit of update stuff. It's been a great week for donations and just progress in general. Not big project stuff, but I've got an old Core 2 mainboard there donated. I believe it still works. It's an older, earlier one. It doesn't have PCIe. It takes either DDR2 or PC 3200 or whatever that RAM is, the old style. I don't think you can use both at once though. So I'll get a 3 gig or maybe a 4 gig RAM kit for that and try it out. If not, I can chuck it in here if the board doesn't work, because this one I want to keep together. I just want to get a slimline graphics card. One of my subscribers offered me one, but he hasn't got back to me yet, so I'll try again. He's in Germany, but I don't mind paying shipping on it. It's a slimline Radon or something like that, ATI card. That's the power supply for the TAC 42-inch HD plasma that I played with quite a while ago. It's just been sitting in the back room gathering dust, so I figured I'd strip it down and just have a look at the primary power supply, because there was something that I missed. The power switching FETs looked okay, but I missed this little bugger on the heatsink too. It was a T202 something or other 10 amp 2-pin rectifier diode, and it was dead short, so that would not help in the least. Everything else tested fine. The MOVs are all fine, metal oxide baristas, they haven't gone short to ground or anything to take the fuse. There's a little poly or metal film cap or something in there too, which I don't really know. I'll give it a try as it is. If anything, it'll just be open. Replace the startup resistor, that definitely blew the second time the fuse went. But that's about all for that one. As far as tour is concerned, this is just a computer area. You'd see a fair bit of it. Just junk everywhere. That's the newest computer. It's a Pentium D, standard IBM Lenovo desktop. That was a donation from work. Same with a bunch of laptops and things. I want to get this one working, because that's a Core 2 Lenovo. Various monitors and things. I've got about 8 or 10 LCD monitors now in various states. That one there had water in it between all the layers of the diffuser, so I stripped it down one night and dried it out, put it back together, and it's pretty good. A little bit hazy at the top, but it's a junk monitor for the workshop. Yeah, too much stuff in here. I've got to keep getting rid of big things like car engines. I want to get rid of the Datsun L18 next. I only want $200 for it, so I might put it in the local trader or just talk to the Datsun guys down the road. Supply cupboard, of course, we got to have plenty of oils and supplies and things. Various bits and pieces. This is just parts storage corner. I'm going to go through and thin it out again one day. Brad's getting that power hacksaw that was made from a washing machine. Yeah, various refrigeration bits and pieces up there. Thermostats, valves, you name it. It's just new old stock stuff that I bought. Danfoss stuff. Pneumatics, computer towers. There's the giant capacitor you'd be familiar with in an earlier video. There's a capacitor bank, which I haven't tried yet. 6 point something kilojoules at 500 volts DC. It would make a hell of a bang. But yeah, there's more monitors down here. There's a BenQ one which I was using for a while. The waterlogged AOC one that I fixed. Motbox hasn't been touched since I let the smoke out of it a while ago. I've had bigger things to play with, so that can just stay there. Engine bits, carbies, fuel tanks, you name it. More engines. I really want to sell the Howard engine. That's worth about $400 just for the magneto, so I don't care if the engine goes with a magneto. I mean, $400 for the mag and you can take the engine attached to it, because the engine's not a lot of good, it's fairly well worn. Chainsaw. Still waiting on my friend who gave me this one to fix up. He's got another one identical, so I want to find out if I can get the oil pump off it, because the old one broke apart. It's just gone. It's in pieces. The old zinc die casting just crumbled away in my hand when I took it apart. That's the body of it there. So it's dead. Machine wise, I've got drill press, slightly bent spindle. I've got a floor stand version of this, which I'm going to take some parts off this one and resurrect the floor stand one, if I find a place to put it. Lathe, 9-inch South Bend, 1942. This was the workshop model. It's supposed to have the belt underneath, but I just set it up here just for the hell of it, and it's stayed like that ever since. So that drive unit's supposed to be underneath, and it's supposed to have a a flat leather belt with a joiner link. The old belt's in there, and you feed it up through and then join it together with a pin link or something. So power supplies and things, I've got plenty of power supplies. That's for electrolysis out there in the old chest freezer. The old welder hiding down there, Champion twin arc, up to 200 amps. Kill panel's been modified recently. I put a new 20 amp single phase outlet on there, which I can connect ballasts to, or just a short circuit plug like that one there, and run it unballasted. Rectifier's been mounted on there too, so I can put 240 in there, get roughly 300 volts DC out of it. Various other bits and pieces. The big blower, I've got to find a home for that one. I reckon put a price tag of $200 on that. It's worth my time and effort. I didn't really buy many new parts. It was just new nuts and bolts, new bearings, and that's about it. The motors were surprisingly salvageable. Power hacksaw I've got to finish off. I just haven't been doing much fabrication, so I haven't needed it. Yeah, it's just junk down here. Bike, I've got to get out once the weather improves a bit. It's raining today. Engines for the Yamaha RT100. They both need top end kits, piston, ring, gudgeon, rebore, so they're fairly easy to do. Jag engine's still here. I'm going to keep that because it's the original for the Series 1 that I've got. And yeah, I'm running out of battery here. I'm just playing with the gurney at the moment. Got a new gun donated. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was Southern Automotive Solutions donated a set of glow plugs for me. They're not new, but they came out of a Land Cruiser diesel, so I should be able to get that Hyundai hot tube engine going again. There's the tubes I made up, one of the old ones. These ones are a tiny bit longer, but they still don't stick out the end, so that'll be perfect. They're out of a Land Cruiser 6-cylinder diesel, so there's 6 of them, and I'll ballast them better next time. I don't try and put 12 volts across them. That was kind of stupid because they didn't last very long. Got immediate start, but they would have been glowing cherry red and then just gone open circuit, so that's good. Not a lot else to report on in here, although obviously I've got an overhead gantry crane for lifting heavy stuff. If I want to, I can get that door open and back the trailer in underneath and hoist heavy stuff on and off, like engines and things. That's how I got the Jag engine and a few others in here. Right now there's some solar water heating panels there. One of the guys that wanted them decided not to, so I haven't been able to decrease the number of them yet, but I'll work on that once the weather improves. I want to get rid of them. Yeah, the gurney's coming along nicely. I'm just going to do a how-to video on it, or just need help on resetting this unless it's actually stuffed. The regulator might be stuffed, but it does work. Just trying to keep rain off it because it just started raining again. But the motor came out good. I'm going to take the shaft and end bell off the motor and actually face this off while it's mounted on the shaft, because that coupling's not true. I think I screwed up when I put it back on again. But yeah, various bits under there, diesel. I just gave this thing a clean while there was a break in the weather. It's a nice old vintage Kelvinator heat pump. Got the back casing and everything for it, the front cover. It's got the old-fashioned controls on it. It's not R12, of course. I was hoping it'd be R12, but then I realised I had a reversing valve, which the solenoid's broken off. I think I did that in transport. I'm going to try and remount that somehow so it doesn't break the little capillary tubes. But it works well, it runs. Not a lot else out here. That's the H100, which people have been asking about. I gave that to my dad, he's been playing with that. Dad's looking for another van before he can go back up north. So he accidentally spat the chain off. He didn't, or I think he damaged the connecting link retainer and it came off and just spat the chain up into the cover and smashed it. So he's glued it back together to keep moisture out for now, but can't really ride it. We're going to find another side cover. There might be one in Tassie, in Tasmania. So It's usable at the moment, but I didn't recommend riding it for any amount of time, or at least not through muddy water. It's the coil and the flywheels behind there. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess. The old Series 1, she needs a bit of a clean. It's covered in dust at the moment, so I'll clean her up and drive her around tomorrow. Yeah, somebody pointed out that these were recalled, and that's actually true. There was a recall because they were catching fire, and I've informed the customer of that, and he's going to try and take it back to Bunnings. Officially, I think the recall was closed, but technically they shouldn't really be closing a recall if something poses a fire hazard. So we're going to try anyway. He's confirmed I'll get to strip out a rather large thermoforming machine as well. So there's going to be a lot of VFDs and other stuff. The machine's only 1 year old, made in China. Usual crap. They can never get it to work properly. That's something I haven't shown before. It's an old blow moulding die for a berry juice bottle. Actually, I don't think it's old. It was remade because there was an error or a fault in the design. That's the other side. But yeah, turret lathe's still here. That ain't going anywhere fast. Not all 2 tons of it or whatever it weighed. I think it was about 2.5 tons. Bloody power lead. Still got to get mortises for it, but it's good for turning and skimming pulleys and cylinder heads. And yeah, that's about it. This is, I suppose you'd call it the loading area in cars. Still got the BMW and yeah, Jag. Damn, it's getting cold out here. I hate this weather. It was almost 30 degrees the other day, and now it's freezing. Anywho, thanks for watching. Bye bye Nissan Airbox. It's burning pretty reasonable. And vacuum lines. I only scabbed it so I can get the LPG mixing ring out of it. God knows what kind of Nissan it was off, but whatever it was, they were running LPG, and that's all I wanted. Makes a good spark arrestor though. The wind just suddenly came up and all I saw was sparks shooting across the backyard. That's not what you want. So it's time to blow up some vacuum cleaner motors. We've got 1 and 2.